The social issue of focus is one which appeared in the Australian newspaper on September 20, 2010. The article is titled "Muslim Women Protest Against Push to Ban Burqa." It's about a protest held by Muslim women in Sydney against moves to ban the burqa in Australia, which was proposed by Democrat MP Fred Nile. Protesters were saying things along the lines of, "My burqa is a belief and not a forced compliance." The article recorded a female speaker saying that the proposal had fueled intolerance, created social unrest, and had opened the door to the racist element in Australian society. Claims that the burqa symbolises the oppression of women were rejected by female speaker Ms. Jamal Ardin. She says that the veil has everything to do with feminism and allows her to move freely throughout society and feel free from what others think women should and shouldn't look like. This issue is a clear example of difference and dominance. It shows viewers that Muslim women who wear burqas are looked upon as different, or as described by Austin, the other. They are seen as outsiders within Australia and other countries because of the clothing they choose to wear. White culture sees the burqa as a bad thing and oppression, but the Muslim people see it as a good thing and a choice. This is described by McMaster and Austin, where people are looked upon as different because of ignorance and fear of the unknown by the opposite party. This issue shows dominance in trying to ban the burqa, as the white culture and Australian ways are seen as normal, whereas the burqa and Muslim ways are seen as different and the other. Therefore, the dominant culture, in this case Australia, is trying to get the other to comply with the Australian ways. This social issue could be used as curriculum for students in Year 6 because they would have the ability to understand and benefit from this topic. I'm here with my work colleague at St Joseph's Outside Hours School Care discussing this topic and how it could be turned into curriculum to support and encourage diversity. I was thinking that we could have students research different countries and find out the differences between these, such as language. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's a great idea. We had in one of our programs, or we've had it several times, Christmas around the world, and it's amazing what different children from different countries and how much I can learn at my age from them. So when we were doing cooking, we would cook a dish from, like we'd look up the recipes. We have recipe books so that they do have, different varieties to choose from, and the kids go through that.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's great.
And research the different ways that they live and the different things that they do in their day-to-day life.
Yeah.
Another thought is Oriental Day.
Yeah.
You could have students all come together and, like you said, also cook a dish and dress as they're from that country. Yeah. And then maybe
like words that they'd use, maybe if you could learn, they have got one where they can teach us a word. Here at school they are doing language in this primary school is Chinese. So they do that, and you've got the Chinese teacher and they do cooking. And it's good, you can make up the fans that they do. So
they could learn greetings and places from the other country.
From Asia, Okay.
So also thinking inside the class we could have little templates made up of different countries and have other students fly in and visit that country and learn as much as they can, take it back and share it, and perhaps put a PowerPoint on of what they learnt.
Right, and so you'd access this information like on the internet and everything?
Yes, they could research into it.
And the kids actually initiate that, they choose a country. Is that what you're meaning?
Yes. And do it in a group of about 3 or so. And discuss that with other groups that fly in. And then just another one, we could have like a different country to research every week in the class as a different topic. And make up a little project at the end of each week about what they've learnt from that country.
Yeah, it's good. And have you thought of...
From these activities, it would be hoped that students would get an understanding of the differences between varied nations and learn to respect these differences. Also, that they would come to the realisation that, as Austin and Hickey explain, difference is not a bad thing, it's just difference. Students would be expected to understand what impacts the way that various nations do things. For example, that religion, beliefs, and even the weather impacts the clothes that certain nations wear. Therefore, these activities described would help students deepen their understanding of difference and community identities through researching varied communities. The described issue would also allow disadvantage and marginalisation to be overcome in the classroom and community and cause discrimination to be reduced by educating students that difference is not a bad thing and there are reasons behind these differences. It would also reduce discrimination and marginalisation by having students research into the similarities between communities and nations to cause them to realise that nations are not totally opposite and alien to one another. By having students research into different nations, their ways and the reasons behind these will create more tolerance and understanding.